Hi, Dave and Kara. We're back with Corona Storytime. And today I'm going to read from Shauna Niequist's awesome book called Cold Tangerines. One of my clients still has it, so I can't read directly from it, but I'm going to read her essay called The Hook. When I'm trying to forgive someone, I picture myself physically lifting that person off a big hook, like in a cartoon. I never want to. I prefer to stew and focus my anger on them like a laser pointer and wish them illnesses and bad skin. I hope that they will get fat and people will talk behind their backs and their toilets will overflow and their computers will crash. I work on my anger toward them like I'm working on a loose tooth with my tongue, back and forth. I work on it like I'm training for the Olympics with tremendous dedication and force. Earlier this year, a friend of mine made me really mad, crazy mad. My genius therapist suggests that crazy mad is always covering over hurt and fear. So if we're telling the whole truth here, she hurt me and she made me feel scared. And that's worse than just making me mad. I felt small and scared and out of control, and I felt like my friend was making decision after decision to hurt me. Every time I heard from her or about her, it hurt. It was like there was a sharp glass on her hands, and every time she got near me, she cut me, even if she swore she didn't mean to. For a while, it brought me so much joy to be angry with her and to put her back up on the hook, over and over. It's like I was a giant, hovering over tiny little regular people, laughing with glee as I put her on the hook again and again. I felt powerful. I think, like I could control her and hurt her the way that she had hurt me. I exhausted myself imagining the same conversation again and again, but slightly different each time, saying clever things and finding loopholes in her lame arguments. I was the captain of the debate team in my mind, and I was extremely busy debating her. Sarah asked me how I was doing one night when I went over to her house to take a walk with her. Well, I said, it's been pretty hard lately with my friend at whom I am very angry. I don't call her that. I call her by her name, but I'm not going to tell you her name. There was a time when I would have given you her name, cell phone number, directions to her house, so you could have a little word with her on my behalf, along with an itemized list of her faults in descending order of severity. But now I just call her my friend at whom I am very angry. So I told Sarah that we had been having a hard time lately. Oh, she said, when did you talk to her? I rolled my eyes and puffed out my breath like I was a 7th grade girl. I didn't talk to her. Was she crazy? I actually didn't talk with her at all. I mean, it's been hard in my head. Gently, kindly, she paused, waiting for me to realize what I had just said. Hard in your head? Again, gently, kindly. I had been spending hours in imaginary conversations, tying myself up in knots, harboring secret fantasies of this person at whom I am very angry, falling down in public, planning out elaborate comebacks I should have actually said months ago. I kept thinking about her, and the anger and the venom were starting to feel familiar. First, I thought about what had happened, and then the muscles in my neck and back scrunched up, and I felt bad at the base of my skull. Even if lots of other parts of my life were going well, there was this tightness in my shoulders and my neck. Then it got harder to breathe, and it felt like something was rotting inside of me, the way something goes bad in the refrigerator. The thing that keeps me going with the anger and the rotten feelings is that I think I'm right. Really. When I think about what happened, I think she did a bad thing to a non-entirely bad person named me. And I want her to have to apologize. Loudly, publicly, and give me a present too. I want her to feel how bad I felt, how small and scared. I want her to tell me she was wrong and promise never to do anything like that again, in writing, with a notary public present. And I think if we went to court, some strange friendship court where you can get a ruling about these things, I think I would win, still, even after all of these months. The pain is softened ever so slightly, but it still seems like she did something wrong. How do I forgive someone who doesn't think she did anything wrong or who doesn't care? I could maybe do it if she groveled or begged. It'd be even easier if she cried a lot. I would be more apt to forgive her if she told me she thought I was a genius with great fashion sense and that she wants to be like me someday. But nothing, no phone calls, no emails, no large fragrant bouquets of flowers, nothing. Why would I forgive someone who doesn't even think she needs to be forgiven? This is why. Because I want my neck and my back muscles to stop hurting, to unfurl like window shades. Because I want to sleep, and instead of having endless imaginary conversations. Because I want my mind back. Because I want my life back. Because she's not the only one on the hook. Because every time I hang her up on that hook, the hook reaches down and grabs me too. When I told Sarah that things had been hard in my head, I realized that I'm the only one suffering right now. My anger doesn't hurt the person at who I am very angry, but it hurts me. My friend Rory says something like, bitterness is when you drink poison hoping the other person dies. My friend is doing great, I think, but I stagger around in a fog of anger and clenched jaws and fists, waiting for a showdown that will never come and an apology that will never be offered. So I let her off the hook. I let her off once to start and felt pretty good about myself until somebody brought up her name at lunch, and then I get mad all over again, which threw me for a loop. I forgave her. Why was I still so mad at her? I felt like I bought expensive wrinkle cream and woke up more wrinkly than ever. I wanted my money back. I realized that I had to take her off the hook every single time, not just one big time. I had to take her off the hook in the morning and then again over lunch when someone gave me a new reason to be mad at her. Over and over all day, I had to do the heavy lifting work of letting her off the hook. It was like moving a piano all the way across the living room and then waking up the next morning and finding that it's back in the other corner and I have to move it again. Every day I had to push that heavy piano all the way across the living room, even though I just did it the day before. It was like a full-time job, forgiving her over and over with each new angry thought or bad conversation, but it was good work, like how good it feels to shovel snow or rake leaves in the cold air. And I still have to keep letting her off every day, sometimes several times a day. Not for her sake, but for mine, because I want off the hook. It's hard work, and I don't want to do it, but I keep doing it. I keep letting her off the hook, because when I do, I can breathe again. So again, that's from Shauna Niequist, and the book is called Cold Tangerines, and she's written quite a few other books. And if you have a chance to read her books or see her speak, she's just so real, and she makes you feel normal, but she challenges you and helps you to grow, and I've always really appreciated that. So I hope you can think about this sometime. Take care.